Hi, welcome back. I'm Simon Finchley, and this is episode 2 of Gone Solo, where we are running a solo campaign using the Keyforge RPG setting. So, in the last episode, our Saurian arbitrator, Fabum, a Rajasaurus, was settling a dispute between a group of silicates and a group of giants in the Midnight Jungle. She resolved that successfully. She had been spending some time with a silicate named Bay and was interested in pursuing a relationship with that silicate. It seemed like things were going well, but duty called. She got called away to investigate a stoppage on a nearby maglev train track. When she got there, she found the train stopped. A negative, malevolent, emotional aura radiating from the train. She investigated. She found another silicate, an ambermancer who worked for the company, who told her to stop investigating and to go away. She headed back to the village to check in with Bay, her silicate friend, and when she asked about it, Bay said that their friendship and their relationship would need to end and that she should stop asking questions. So it was an exciting first episode, and everything was surprised me. So a couple bookkeeping things as I was looking over, I decided to add a couple more threads just so we have more options on our thread list. So I added a thread called Still Looking for Love, even though her relationship with Bay didn't work out. She's still going to keep her heart open and keep looking for that special someone on the Crucible. And then I decided to add a thread called Giants Move Deeper into the Midnight Jungle, just because I thought it might be interesting at some point to follow up with what happened after the giants moved away from where the silicates were leaving. I also increased our chaos to 6 since in the last scene she seemed to be out of control and things were not going her way. So that's something I should have done at the end of the scene, but I didn't. So I went ahead and did it now. So where are we at? At this point, I feel like Fabum is going to need some backup. So she's going to want to head back to headquarters, wherever that is, and get some more help to investigate what's going on with TransTech. So that's going to be the setup for the scene. But as always, before we get in there, we have to roll our chaos die and see if things go the way that we expect or not. All right, I rolled a 1, so that's lower than our chaos factor, so that means things do not go quite the way that we think. So, and it's an odd number, which means it's going to be an altered scene. So, in what way is this scene going to be altered? I think maybe I'll roll a story cube. That's sort of what I go to whenever I'm not quite sure and I just want to add a little bit of flavor. So the original idea for the scene is she's going to head back to headquarters to get some more help. I rolled a Medusa. So maybe on her way back, there's some sort of monster in the way and she can't, she's not able to get back. So what could that be? I do have a sheet that I made that has I can generate random creatures from the source book. So maybe we'll do that. So let's see, is it going to be a minion or a rival? These are the layers that are set up in the Genesys system. So 21. So it's going to be some minions. I have 14 here, so I'll just get a random number generator from 1 to 14. All right, I rolled a 2, which is a fuzzy Gruen. On page 222. Fuzzy Gruen. These diminutive creatures live in swamps and stagnant bodies of water across the local group. Their adorable and cuddly appearance often lures others into terrain that they are quite unprepared for, however. This leaves Gruen sad as their new playmates disappear into the dark waters, but they eagerly wait for new ones to arrive. So, Fabum is on her way back to headquarters, which we haven't quite established where it is or how far that it is away. But as she's heading out of the Silicate Village, we have established there's some water features nearby, there's a river. So maybe as she comes around the river, she sees a fuzzy Gruen playing in the river. And that's very exciting and very cute. And she's very distracted. What does she want to do with this fuzzy Gruen? What's her goal here? Let's roll an event description. D100, 19, waste, 67, ambush. Oh, a waste ambush. Well, so maybe this is actually some sort of trap. And the fuzzy Gruen has been placed here to lure Fabum into some sort of trap. I'm not exactly sure what waste means, but ambush for sure. So is Fabum going to be able to detect that this is a trap? So we'll roll a survival check. How about what we got? 2 successes. So yes, she's able to detect the trap. She sees the fuzzy Gruen and starts to approach it. She says, "Oh, how cute, a fuzzy Gruen." But wait, her dino sense tingles and she looks around and she sees ropes kind of hanging from the trees. Normally they'd be hard to see because it's dark in the midnight jungle, but a stray luminescence illuminates in what looked like vines. She says rope, so she stops. She calls out, "Who goes there? Who's out there? I know you've laid a trap for me." Is someone there? It seems likely that if someone set a trap, they would be nearby to detect if someone was going to go into that trap. Let's say that's likely. Yes. 23. Yes. Someone is nearby. Let's figure out who it might be. Let's make it 50-50. Yes, it's a NPC that we've already met. No, it'll be a new NPC. 60 is, because our chaos rank is higher, we had to roll under a 65 for that to be a yes. So yes, it is somebody on our NPC list. We've got 5 here, so we'll roll a 1d10 and see who's responsible. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's our local contact who we haven't established who they are yet. All right, so we need to figure out who this local contact is. So we're going to roll up our Une. 59, a Glum. 51, Monk. Glum. So Monk seems to tell me it's someone maybe kind of more of a hermit or a recluse, and Glum means they kind of have a dour look on the world. We need to know what species they are because that's very important in the Crucible. So we'll go ahead and roll here for a human. All right, a human. And let's get them a name. Smooey. So Fabum calls out, "Who's there? Who's there? I see your trap. Come on out." And out of the dark comes this human. They're wearing sort of tattered cloak, sort of worn out cloak. They've got a hood up. They come out. They've got kind of a sour face, and they come out and they said, "Oh, can't believe you saw my trap." Fabian goes, "Smooey, what are you doing? Why did you try to trap me?" That's a great question. Let's roll on the NPC motivation to see why Smooey, presumably someone Fabum has worked with before, is trying to trap her. 11. Blight. 28. The Elite. So Smooey has been living out in the wilds, maybe has taken an oath of poverty, or just doesn't have a lot of money, and has set this trap to capture someone to steal from them. Maybe wasn't intending to catch Fabum exactly, but capture somebody else. "I'm sorry, Fabum. I didn't mean for you to fall into my trap. I've been trying to catch someone else. I'm just trying to, make a little money." Smooey, if you need help, I'm happy to share some of my funds with you. You've been very helpful on my previous investigations. So if you need help, I'm happy to help you out. You don't have to lay traps with cute fuzzy Gruins. "I know. Isn't he so cute? Even a sour old puss like me likes a fuzzy Gruin." Oh, while she's here, Fabum is going to ask, "Smooey, I don't know if you know anything about the trans tech uh, supply train. There's something really strange going on. Do you know anything?" Does Smooey know anything? I have no idea. 50-50. 97. Absolutely exceptional no. "What? Trans tech? What is that? Is that some kind of plant? Some kind of herb?" "No, Smooey, it's not. Uh, so why don't you go back to your trap, or actually, why don't you take apart your trap? I'll give you some ambits, uh, and that'll be good." "Well, okay. Look, I need to get back to headquarters, so uh, grab your Gruen. I'll get you some ambits, and you hungry? Let's have a meal." Right. So we've established who Smooey is. He's got a fuzzy Gruen. All right. So she was pretty in charge of that scene. I'm going to go ahead and lower her chaos rank. I know it was supposed to be an altered scene. We kind of ended up doing an interrupt scene anyway. But now we've established this local contact character who might come back, even though he seems fairly incompetent and maybe not very smart. So the question is, how far away is headquarters? Let's roll like a 1d10, 1 being really close and 10 or 0 being really far away. 9. Okay, she's way out. So she'll need to secure some kind of transport. Oh, but the train isn't running, right? So she was headed to maybe find some other means of transport. She'll ask Smooey. "Smooey, I need to get back to headquarters. Do you know any other way that I might be able to travel?" He's familiar here. It seems likely that he would know. 83. Yes. Oh, sure. Let me take you there, although you might not like it. We'll roll on the story cubes to kind of tell us what sort of transportation this is. Okay, this is a spaceman on the moon, which leads me to believe that there's some sort of rocket-propelled transport that's going to take her back to headquarters. Smooey guides Fabum through the thick foliage, bioluminescence sparking off, and takes her to a hidden sort of silo where there is a still functional but abandoned rocket pod where you climb in, set some coordinates, and it will launch you back from whence you came. We're going to assume it's still working, although it may just jostle her a little bit. So she gets in the pod. Smoothie says, well, till next time. And the pod launches off, taking her to this very distant place where headquarters is. We need to know more about this place where the Arbitrators Guild is based. So in the source book for the Saurian Republic, there's a list of city-states, and there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So let's roll on a d8 and see which one comes up, and maybe this will tell us something about the place where things are headquartered. So 4, 2, 3, 4. Partum Mechanica. Built into the massive caves that almost hollow out the fabled Iron Mountain, Partum Mechanica extends both inwards and even underground. This city-state is the Republic's center of technological innovation, where scientists and engineers experiment with amber, finding new uses for it, and refining tried-and-true designs. Off-limits to most outsiders, Partum Mechanica is a subject of rumor throughout the local group. Some say its scientists have learned how to engineer gravity-generating nanites to transmute lead into amber, or even grow amber in their laboratories. So the headquarters for the Arbitrators Guild is in Partum Mechanica, a sort of secretive place that's mostly for research and mining and development and science, but it seems like a good place to also keep a headquarters for a sort of a somewhat secretive organization. They might have sensitive materials, or they want to maintain neutrality, so they're a little bit closed off. So she coming in on her rocket pod, and she's coordinating the landing, and well, let's see, how well is she able to land this rocket pod? We will have her do a piloting check. All right, so we've got a threat and 2 failures and a triumph. So she comes in and kind of the pod kind of circles and crashes along whatever landing strip they have in Partum Mechanica, and skids to a halt. And she gets out, and she's a little dazed and a little confused, but her superior is there and says, excellent work. Good thinking there, Rajasaurus. Okay, so we need to learn a little bit more about our superior. We're going to assume he's a Saurian. I think it's a fair assumption. Let's get that random dinosaur generator again. Pampadromeus, sort of a raptor-style dinosaur. So he's got a long neck, and he's maybe a little flexible, maybe leans forward a little bit. this superior, let's learn a little bit more about them. 44, that is an inexperienced 19 artisan. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. Here in Partum Mechanica, we have craftsmen and laborers, and this dino has sort of worked their way in. They're not really qualified to be Fabum superior, but that was the appointment that was made, and that also explains why this person might think that landing on a rocket pod was a good idea. I did roll a 44 while I was rolling up that table, which means we do trigger a random event. So she's come in, she's landed, and something else is going on. 25. NPC action. Okay, so NPC action means we're going to roll up a random NPC from our list, and they're going to be doing something that we generate from the table. So, which one is it? 4. Okay, it's a Saurian Arbitrators Guild, so that could either be our new superior character or the guild themselves. Maybe this will illuminate a little bit more. Okay. Event meaning 85, negligence. 70, extravagance. Okay. So it seems like, based on what we rolled for this character and what we rolled for this event, that the Arbitrators Guild is maybe not in great hands in terms of leadership. They are neglecting things. They are spending money on things that they don't need. And so things are maybe not running as smoothly as possible. So as Fabum gets out, our supervisor character, whose name is Prethest. So Prethest says, you're just in time. We're having a grand fete over at headquarters. Come, you must come join the party. Great wines and grapes and fruit. So many of the arbitrators are there. It's going to be great. That's great, sir. But I came back because I need help. You all sent me to investigate what was going on with the MacLeod line through the Midnight Forest, and something strange is going on with Transtech, and I need backup. I need to head out. Don't worry about that. Come and join the party. So he takes her off to the headquarters, and we know it's in this mountain. So carved into this side of this mountain is this sort of innate building. There's columns, and there's a large plaza that comes out front, and there are vines strung with lights hanging, and there's chairs to lounge on, and all these saurians. I assume mostly saurians. There might be a few other species there. Are all laid out, and there's fine harp music, and they've spent a lot of money on this party. And Fabum is looking around, thinking, "This is not what I need right now. I need help. I need to work on this investigation." And there's this party going on. So, she's going to use coercion, success, and a threat. So, yes, Prethest is amenable, but it's not going to do anything right now. So she goes up and says, Prethest, look, I need some backup for this investigation that I'm working on. Says, absolutely, whatever you need. My arbitrators, I'll get you whatever you want, but not today. Today, we party. So Fabum, she gets what she wants. she'd like to go get started on that case right now, but it's not going to happen right away. So here she is at this party. So anything else interesting that happens while she's here? Let's see. Let's roll on the event chart. 29. Take. 79. Vehicle. All right. Here comes Pretest. This is what I wanted to announce, a surprise for all my arbiters. I keep saying arbiters, but it's arbitrators. A surprise for all my arbitrators. I've got a new line of vehicles for you to use. Take whichever one you want. Pick it out. This is yours. We've spared no expense on purchasing these vehicles for our fine arbitrators. Let's learn about what kind of vehicle it might be. What does it look like? What does it do? It's crying. So maybe it's some sort of creature that seems real sad. They've got a big harness on. Maybe it could be like a big, pterosaur kind of thing. But they've got a big collar around their neck, and they just don't look very happy. Fabum is looking at this lineup of pterosaurs, and they just look sad, and that makes her sad. She goes up to one, and it's like, well, if you're going to be helping me, that's fine, but as soon as we're done, we've got to get you free. All right. Seems like a new thread to me. Mismanagement at the Saurian Arbitrators Guild. We'll go ahead and wrap up that scene. Things it's kind of 50-50 on the chaos. I'm not sure. So let's just roll. See if it goes up or down. It'll go down. So chaos goes down. We've got our new supervisor character, and she's going to have this new steed. I'm going to look in the book on the vehicle section if there's anything that might be relevant in terms of stat blocks. Okay, so in the source book, there's a stat block for transport chariot. We'll just sort of modify it slightly to say that it can also fly to accommodate the pterosaur. So after the party wraps up, Fabum obviously has a place to stay here somewhere in Partum Mechanica. And her supervisor, Pretest, did say that she would be able to get some backup the next day. So we'll say that the next day, the scene setup is she's going to go into the headquarters office and follow up on getting that backup. So anything modify are nope. So she goes in, and we're going to meet this new character. So let's roll up who this helper arbitrator is going to be. 76, a needy. 63, civilian. Okay, so this is someone who's maybe just recently enlisted and needs a lot of help and a lot of direction. Are they also a Saurian? I'd say that's likely. 55, yes. Let's get another random dinosaur. A Goyocephale. Okay, so this is one of those hardhead dinosaurs, kind of raptor in shape, but has that hard head and that snout. She goes into the office and goes to Pretest's office, and there are Saurians rushing about, they've got paperwork, they've got scrolls, they're looking on data pads. It's kind of a busy place, but people are still festive from the party the night before, and so there's not that frantic energy. It's sort of more of a relaxed kind of thing. Fabum goes into Prethist's office and says, yesterday you said I could get some backup, get another partner to investigate this transtech situation. Is that still the case? Prethist says, yes. We've just had a new recruit, and that is I'm going to put them on that case with you. With all due respect, sir, I'm going to need competent help. I'm not going to be able to solve this problem. What if I have to babysit? Nonsense. This will be great. You'll have fun. Sir, I'm not sure I'm supposed to be having fun. I'm supposed to be investigating this. You know what I mean. Get a name. All right, Doseep, come on here. So Doseep comes in. It's got kind of that hard head. It's like, male or female? Male. Dressed nice, but maybe a little formal, and looks a little bit uncomfortable. They're still pretty new. All right, so Prethist says, all right, Doseep, this is Fabum. She's been with us a while. She's a great arbitrator, solving all sorts of disputes. And you're going to go and work on this case, and she'll let you know all about it. Fabum is unhappy with this development, but she'll take all the help she can get. Prethist, look, isn't there any other help or support you can give me? Anything else? Let's see. Right. 2 successes, 2 threats. Oh, absolutely. But there's a lot of things tied up right now. So go ahead, go do your investigation, and I'll send you some more support, whatever you need, later. How much later? Just later. Just go work on that case. You're doing great. You're an excellent arbitrator. Gold star. So Fabum takes Doseep, and they go out. She fills him in on the details of the case, and he's like furiously taking notes in a notebook. Okay. Seems a little bit eager and ready to go. And so they go load up on their new pterosaur and are going to be able to fly back to the Midnight Jungle. So I think we'll stop there. We've got our new assistant. So I've got that on the NPC list. Chaos. Things didn't go the way she wanted to. So we'll increase that chaos back up to 5. All right, so what's going to happen next is Doseep going to be more of a help or more of a hindrance? How much hand-holding is she going to have to do? What's going on at the Arbitrators Guild? Seems like there's some mismanagement going on, but they do have this new pterosaur chariot, and that's going to fly them back to the Midnight Jungle. So is anything going to happen on the way before they get there? I don't know. The dice will tell us. We'll find out next time. So stay tuned. Thanks so much.